Famoso vai.
Today, we are going to talk about Norah Hale and Landyn Bauer. But first, let's get to know them and their family history. Norah was a descendant of Theodore. She is a sixth-generation Sim. They first met at the cottage that used to be Norah's ancestors' family home. If you watched episode 1, this house used to be where Abba's family and children lived. Now they leased the house to Disney princesses. Well, not literally, but I made Sims based on them. Let me introduce you to them first. Cinderella Burkhart, Aurora Schofield, Snow White, Mulan Fa, Belle Baumgartner, Marina Ariel, Rapunzel Barbara. They're all friends and enjoy living together until, one by one, they got married while the others died. Out of all of them, Cinderella was the most eager one to have a baby. But she doesn't have a Prince Charming. The other girls supported her decision and said they would help her. So, she had a science baby, a girl, and she named her Veronica. Later on, Cinderella met Sergio, one of my fifth-generation Sims. She moved in with him to the main family home. They had two sons, Lamont and Cash. However, Cinderella left Veronica behind, so she decided to rent somewhere. She found a bedroom for rent. The house is owned by Armando Flint Godot, Abba's grandson and a fourth-generation Sim. So, for some time, she lived with him, and when she graduated high school, she confessed her feelings to him. They got married and had two daughters, Demi and Arabella. Let's jump to Landyn's family history. His mother is Marina Ariel. Marina married a TOWNIE, Francisco Bauer. She had 3 children with him, Landyn, Roberto, and Roxana. Landyn lived in the cottage along with the other friends of his mom. Eventually, his sister, Roxana, married Lamont. He lived in the cottage with them. Okay, now we are back to the time they first met. It was the holidays, and Lamont invited Norah to join them for lunch. Norah is eager to meet the family her cousin married into, so she went. And there, Landyn saw her and instantly liked her. He approached her and gave her a rose to impress her. Norah was flattered, and she also fell in love at first sight. She thinks Landyn is gorgeous and romantic. She flirted back and they kissed. They talked about future plans together. Well, they had to stop because it's time for lunch. Norah ate with the family. They didn't want to make it obvious, so she sat far away from Landyn. She doesn't want Lamont to tease her. Later that day, Landyn got carried away and proposed marriage on the spot. Aww. Norah was shocked. Yes, she liked him, but it's too soon. She felt pressured, so she said no. Landyn cried in front of her. Norah hated it and lost respect for Landyn. She yelled at him and said hurtful words. Landyn finally said he accepts her decision, and they hugged. Norah was glad he shut up. But then Landyn broke up with her. He feels that he should be with someone who loves him at the same level he does, and Norah is not that person. Norah's ego was hurt and she was broken-hearted. She begged Landyn not to end things yet, to give her a chance to be sure of marriage, that she deserves his patience and understanding. She yelled and cursed him. Landyn just listened and let her release all her emotions. He can see now that she is kinda unstable and difficult to be with. Norah was annoyed that Landyn did not react in a mean way at her outburst, so she just started walking away. On her way out, she saw Roberto, Landyn's brother. She told him all about what happened, and Roberto comforted her. He reassured her everything will be okay and that she will find love at the right time. She was touched by Roberto's kindness and gentle words. She cried her heart out. Then she thanked Roberto because she felt good after crying. Roberto tried to make her laugh with his jokes, and she was so impressed. Roberto knew the right words to say to make her feel better, and the best part is it is effortless. They kept contact, and soon enough, Roberto started visiting Norah. Norah confessed her feelings. She developed romantic feelings for Roberto, and now she wants to take their friendship to the next level. And not just to the next level, she proposed marriage to him. Roberto was surprised and did not expect it. He likes Norah too, but he never tried to make it obvious. Scared she'll feel pressured. And now that he found out she wants to marry him, he agreed right away. They discussed future plans, how many kids, where they're going to live, the decor in the house, when they will get married. Roberto liked whatever Norah wanted, and she was so grateful. Since everything is going well, Roberto suggested they elope immediately. Norah can't believe it, so from that day on, they are husband and wife. Meanwhile, at the cottage, Demi went to visit her mother's friends. She met Landyn. They talked for a while. Landyn was surprisingly comfortable telling her things about himself. Demi thinks he is hot and curious to know him more, so she gave her number to him. Demi invited Landyn to her house, and they agreed to be woohoo partners. She really wants him that much. They finally woohooed, and it's both their first times. They both enjoyed, and Demi can get her hands and mouth off of Landyn. She thought it would be a good idea to make sure he will woohoo with her forever, so she proposed. Unfortunately, Landyn did not accept. He reminded her that their relationship was clearly about woohoo. That's what they agreed about. Demi felt embarrassed and she cried. Landyn reassured her that it doesn't mean they won't develop feelings someday for each other. They continue their woohoo partnership. Demi thinks Landyn will fall in love with her if she keeps seducing him and pleasing him in bed. One time, as Landyn was about to leave Demi's house, one of Demi's friends was walking by and stopped to talk to her. They tried to catch up and forgot Landyn was there. Landyn just let them bond and he walked home. Demi and her friend talked so much they barely noticed the time, and then they said goodbye. Here's a big twist. Demi got pregnant. She tried to keep it a secret as long as she could, and she tried to hide from Landyn. But it's too difficult to hide now, so she finally met up with Landyn. He was extremely happy about the baby. He kept talking about what he'll name the baby and how excited he is to take care of it. Once again, Demi tried to ask him to marry her. Landyn, without a doubt, said yes. He admitted he really liked her, but he was scared she was marrying him for the wrong reasons, and that maybe she doesn't really love him genuinely. That's why he said no the first time she asked him. But he always felt her love, even in small ways. She is very considerate and thoughtful, always trying to make sure Landyn is okay and happy whenever they're together. Most of all, he appreciated how she is not scared to dive deep and give her all for love for Landyn. He realized all of this while they're apart, and he also felt some jealousy when he saw how happy she looked when she was with her friend. And he wanted to see her happy all the time now. But this time, he wishes the reason was him. They eloped immediately, and he moved in with her. Norah and Roberto had a house built in Willow Creek. She is now old, and most of the time, she reminisces about their love story. They had 2 sons and 1 daughter, Philip, Asher, and Jennifer. Demi and Landyn also had a happy marriage until Demi passed away. They had 2 boys, Jacob and Dale. The 2 brothers, Landyn and Roberto, never fought about Norah, in case you were wondering.